Kevin Prince Boateng! Goodness me, that's outstanding! Kevin Prince Boateng!
From the dusty pitches of his neighbourhood in Berlin to the bright lights of Europe's biggest stadiums, Kevin Prince Boateng's journey to the top was anything but ordinary, and his decline was even more astronomical. Boateng was once hailed as the future of football, a star destined to lead AC Milan to glory, but how did this shining light burn out so quickly? What happened to the player who could have been one of the greats? Kevin Prince Boateng was born on March 6, 1987 in Berlin, Germany, and he was the kind of natural talent that didn't just happen by accident. By age 7, Boateng had already joined Hertha BSC, a club that would become his proving ground, where he was kicking the ball around with a fire in his belly that most kids his age wouldn't even know they had. By the time he made his first team debut in 2005, Boateng was a player you couldn't ignore. The speed, the aggression, the sheer audacity, he was a force of nature. And as you would imagine, the accolades started coming fast. First, the Fritz Walter bronze medal in the under-18 category in 2005, then a year later the gold medal for under-19s. For Boateng, it wasn't just talent, it was destiny. And destiny would always find a way, and for Boateng it was his big move to Tottenham Hotspur. It wasn't just any deal, it was a 4-year contract, £5.4 million deal for a kid barely out of his teens. It seemed like the perfect next step, right? But life, like football, had a funny way of throwing curveballs. Spurs didn't turn out to be the dream Boateng or anyone else hoped for. A few tough seasons and a loan to Borussia Dortmund followed, where he played with that same fearless edge that made him famous but also got him into trouble. In August 2009, Boateng signed a £4 million 3-year contract with Portsmouth, and once again destiny shone on the star as he found his groove again. With goals like this, and even this, Boateng was showing the world every match day why he deserved to stand on the pitch. Although every night was a performance for the star, Kevin Prince Boateng's most infamous day as a Portsmouth player came during the 2010 FA Cup final against Chelsea. With Portsmouth 1-0 down, Boateng had a chance to change the game with a penalty, but his shot was saved. Minutes later, Didier Drogba scored, cementing Chelsea's victory. But that wasn't what made the headlines, because the real controversy came when Boateng's tough tackle injured Michael Ballack, sidelining him from the 2010 World Cup. Things only became worse when, amid accusations and chaos, Boateng claimed Ballack had slapped him earlier. Luckily, Boateng still apologised for the injury, and for the most part, everything was settled. On August 17, 2010, Boateng moved to Genoa for €5.75 million, but was immediately loaned to AC Milan. And his impact at the club was instant, so much that they secured him a permanent transfer in June 2011 for €7 million. At Milan, Boateng wasn't just a player, he was a game changer, a spark that could ignite a match from nothing. I mean, who could forget his unforgettable performance on October 23, 2011 against Lecce? Milan were trailing 3-0 at half-time when Boateng stepped onto the pitch, and what followed was pure magic. In just 14 minutes, Boateng scored a sensational hat-trick, turning the game on its head and leading Milan to a thrilling 4-3 victory. It wasn't just about the goals though, but also the energy and the passion he brought to every moment. The man made the impossible look effortless and became the second player in Serie A history to score a hat-trick after coming on as a substitute. But that wasn't all, as Boateng's brilliance shone brightly on Europe's grandest stage too. And there's no better example than the 2012-2013 UEFA Champions League round of 16. In this match, AC Milan faced the mighty Barcelona, and when the club needed him the most, he showed up and did this. Boateng delivered a stunning opening goal, setting the tone for Milan's 2-0 victory. It was a moment that no one expected as the world watched his flair, skill and audacity against one of the world's most formidable teams. But he wasn't just a great player at his club, no, the man was also Ghana's saviour. His performances for Ghana were just as electrifying, especially in the 2010 World Cup. Boateng helping his team reach the quarter-finals for the first time in their history. And who could forget his goal against the USA in the round of 16? It was an absolute masterclass in composure and technique. a moment of brilliance that propelled Ghana to the brink of global recognition. But even at his peak, Boateng's career was a delicate dance between brilliance and chaos, and soon enough the prince would lose his throne. At his core, Kevin was a dynamic midfielder known for his explosive speed, physical strength, and technical flair. His aggressive play and long-range shooting combined with dazzling dribbles and a high work rate made him a versatile and dangerous presence. In fact, he was described by FIFA in 2014 as being blessed with strength, speed, killer instinct in front of goal, and an uncommon flamboyance in the attacking third. However, even though Boateng's trajectory from football prodigy to celebrated star at AC Milan was meteoric, his subsequent fall was equally dramatic. As Boateng dazzled in the early 2010s, his dynamic play and passionate performances became iconic. However, the very qualities that made him a standout also began to set the stage for his downfall. The first cracks appeared in 2012 when Boateng's consistency started to wane. Though he was still a key player for AC Milan, recurring injuries began to take their toll. To be more specific, what really affected the star from Ghana was a series of knee and thigh injuries that slowed his game, limiting his mobility and effectiveness. It got so bad that the physical strain from these injuries combined with Boateng's aggressive style of play began to tear apart the explosiveness that once defined his career. Sadly, despite several attempts to return to peak form, his physical setbacks were becoming harder to overcome. Now, this was bad, but what made it worse was his behaviour. Boateng has always been a troublemaker. However, his disciplinary issues started to escalate, and soon enough, he was the face of many controversies. One of them occurred in January 2013 during a friendly match against Pro Patria. Shocking absolutely everyone, he walked off the pitch in protest against racist abuse. On one hand, that was a bold move that garnered widespread support, but on the other, his refusal to play through the turmoil was a sign of his growing frustration and distraction. And sadly, his controversies soon marked the beginning of a downward spiral. Missing training and causing trouble, Boateng's performance began to suffer with noticeable dips in form and discipline. It got so bad by the 2013-14 season that Milan's manager Clarence Seedorf publicly criticized Boateng for his lack of commitment and focus, citing a series of below-par performances. At this point, Boateng's once celebrated versatility and energy now seemed diminished as he struggled to fit into different tactical setups. But his troubles were not confined to the pitch. Off the pitch, Boateng's decisions added to the strain. He made headlines for off-field distractions including high-profile relationships and a lavish lifestyle, which seemed to distract him from his footballing responsibilities. This was the period when his relationship with Milan soured, leading to loan moves to various clubs. The player who had once been a game-changer was now battling to recapture his spark, and it seemed each setback somehow compounded the last, leading to a significant drop in form and leaving fans to ponder what had gone wrong. But they didn't have to wonder long, because soon enough, it all unraveled. Kevin's problems became truly serious after his move to Schalke 04 in 2013. Despite the initial optimism, his time in Germany was ruined by inconsistency and a lack of discipline. The thrill and flair that once defined his play were overshadowed by erratic performances and off-field distractions. By 2015, Schalke had had enough. Boateng was suspended indefinitely alongside Sydney Sam for what was described as a lack of mutual trust. The club blamed disciplinary issues and a lack of commitment. The decision shocked everyone, especially Kevin, who less than 2 years ago was the star who once lit up Europe with his dazzling skills. The suspension from Schalke could have been a moment of reflection, a time to recalibrate and return stronger. But Boateng wasn't taking that route, and his response was telling. He seemed more interested in proving a point than in mending fences. And so his next move was to return to AC Milan in 2016. For him, it was supposed to be a fresh start, but sadly, the magic was gone. As time went on, Boateng struggled to find his place in a team that had moved on without him. It got so bad that he made just one Serie A start in 6 months, and Milan opted not to renew his contract. Following his exit from Milan, Boateng found himself bouncing around clubs, each stint shorter and less impactful than the last. He signed with Las Palmas in Spain, a move that seemed promising at first because Boateng scored 10 goals in La Liga, reminding everyone of his undoubted talent. Boateng enjoyed his time in Las Palmas and often spoke about how happy he and his family were there. But just as quickly as the spark returned, it faded, as he abruptly terminated his contract with Las Palmas, citing personal reasons and a desire to be closer to his family. After leaving Las Palmas, he moved to Eintracht Frankfurt, where his performances were solid but not enough to reignite his former glory. Sadly, his career continued to be marked by short stays at various clubs, including Sassuolo, Barcelona and Fiorentina. None of these moves allowed Boateng to settle or find the form he once had. Reflecting on his career, Boateng acknowledged his mistakes and missteps. In interviews, he has admitted to having regrets and wishing he had made better decisions. In the end, Boateng's career has been one of immense talent but somehow also of unfulfilled potential. The reasons for his career's unraveling are numerous and complex, involving a mix of personal choices, injuries, and sometimes even bad luck. But through it all, Kevin Prince Boateng remained a player who never shied away from being himself, for better or worse. And although he never built a legacy for himself, Boateng is still remembered as a player who brought pride to Europe and his home. But what do you think? Could Boateng's career have been better? What do you think was the worst thing he did? And what player would you like us to cover next? Let us know in the comment section below, and while you're at it, make sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all football related things. And if you enjoyed this video, watch this video next. Until next time.